disconnect the positive. Let's double check everything's dead. I'm sure it is, but I'll just make sure. Turn the PV off, turn the batteries off. Nothing. Okay. Time to unhook stuff. Oh, somebody torque those on there tight. How did I ever get that? How did I ever get that on there with the whiz bang in the way? The whiz bang is in the way of that back screw. Oh, that is a pain in the ass. God, I take this whole thing apart just to get at those screws. Oh. That's a slotted screw, not a Phillips, of course. Pain in the ass, it says. God. This one's annoying. There. So I took it out. Tight. That wasn't easy. That was not easy. I left the camera off for most of my cursing. So much for a quick, easy job of swapping things out. I don't know how I'm going to get it back in. I think I'm going to try to use where was I even showing it? What I'm going to try to do is put spacers on this thing. There we go. Try to put spacers on this to keep the whiz bang above so you can get at this screw. What a pain. I need to pull the whiz bang wire out just so I can get at and work on it. And this has the notorious little tiny screw. God darn it. I gotta go find another little screwdriver. Because nothing fits that little screw. I hate that little screw in there. Got a whole set of little screwdrivers. One of them was bound to fit. access. Okay, I did it. I put an extra spacer in here so that I can hopefully get access to that screw here. Except these tabs are in the way, so I snipped them off, or snipped the one in back off. This holds that little plastic case on. There, I snipped that one off too. So now at least I can get something of a screwdriver in there without having to take the whole thing off. And then I had to use all the spacers, these little spacers that came with about 2 or 3 different whiz-bang kits I had around. I used the long ones there. I used the long one and the short one here because this thing sticks out here. I don't know if it's just a terminal, but that was bumping into this one if I didn't add an extra spacer. And I used up all kinds of washers and stuff in there. And the screws that came with it, the ones where there's no way even the longer ones, there's no way they could fit through all that. So I happen to have a whole bunch of extra stainless screws that I found some long enough to fit. So I guess I can go put this thing back together. But if anybody ever tries to do this, you want to have extra spacers, extra long screws. Of course, it's gonna fall down because I got this thing on. Of course, everything's gonna be in the way. We'll reach down here. Maybe. Oh, that's not right. Let's see. Yeah, turn it around. No, turn it this way. I don't fit in that. Turn it this way. Let's see. Let's not fit there. It's this way. It's not together. That's all too short. Nothing's ever easy, is it? shit, clean that. Oh, look at that. That's already clean. Get back on there. Oh, goddamn. Fuck this son of a fucking bitch, man. We're on the side of the corner. Shit. Too short. Okay. I had to make a new cable here. Go up to the Classic because the old one was a little bit too short to spin it around. I got all those whiz bangs on there. Just need to hook this one back up to the Classic and hook one up to the over here. Hopefully that wire is long enough to reach. That was a pain. Wrestling around these big heavy wires, it's not the easiest thing. So it wasn't a quick swap out like I thought. But I'm going to button this up and turn the power back on. Oh, I've took the battery back up. Turn the power back on and get the batteries charging again. And then hooked up the whiz bang. Hooked up the battery temperature sensor. And turned all this back on, charging. So I have to be conscious that these are out to the battery now, and I need to hook up. About ready to fire this up. PVN, PVN, PVN. Everything else hooked up, tightened. Gotta read the directions one more time. Breaker trip. Insert 2 red wires into the terminal block marked breaker trip. Number 1. Those are in there. 2. Connect battery and PV wires. Battery wires. PV wires. Connect SPD wires. I did that. SPD. There. And connect battery cables. Isn't that what they said in the last step? Connect BAT and PV wires. Number 2. Oh, that's up top there. They're talking about up here. We did that. Connect them down here. We did that. Number 2 wire we used. Connect battery cables. Battery plus, battery minus, PV. We did that. Connect ground wires. We did that. We did that. Energizing. Sure all the breakers are off. You'll need a DC voltmeter. Measure the battery bank voltage between the breaker box plus and the minus terminal. Voltage present? Yes. I'll do that right now. We'll do that right now. Oh, what was the last thing I tested that I didn't have those pushed in? Okay, let's try it again. plus 53.5. The right polarity. Voltmeter. Check for open circuit voltage between the PV plus. Turn on, close the PV breaker. Well, I guess that's the last step. Does it say to turn the battery on? Close the battery breaker. Measure the battery bank voltage. Okay, we'll do all that. I have to go plug in my PV. It's unplugged. Energize the PV. PV energized. PV first up at my box here. 275 volts. Open circuit. Let's check it here. Do 75 volts. No, I'm not ready to turn. Oops, shit. Got my nice meter. Still works. I'm not ready to turn all this on yet. I want to double check the instructions, but they say turn it on. But I guess I should put the face on first. So I'll do that. Look how many screws they gave me. One of them came with the breaker box. These came with the breaker box, I believe. They look the same, but this only has 4 screws in it. So they're nice. They gave me extras so that when I drop them in the gravel, like I used to do with my Classic, I'll have extras. But there's only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 12. So I can drop a lot of them. Okay, try 2. My camera died. My phone died. I'll try this little action camera. Let's see if I can program in a name. There. That's good enough for now. Press user to continue. User. Resetting. All devices to factory default. Chemistry. Not flooded. Gel. Lithium. Press now to save. I did that. Press user to continue. Absorb. 55.2. Absorb time. 6 minutes. Good enough. Float. 50. 54. Equalize. I don't want to equalize. I'll put it down to 55.2. Press user to continue. I don't know if you can see that with this camera. Set time. I don't know what time it is. Maybe the Classic knows what time it is. Now I gotta remember how to work this. Miscellaneous. Time. 6:56, 2000. Well, that isn't right, is it? What the heck? I have to go find the clock. Okay, I found out what time it was. I put it in. Press user to continue. Battery 53.7. 0 amps. Output. Let's turn on the PV. See if anything happens. I do not see anything happening. Battery configure. I did this. mptt configure. Hawkes Bay unlinked. Linked. Mode menu. Aux functions. Solar. Why don't I have any power coming in? Let's get the trusty meter out again. I saw it turn on for a minute. There. 43. 64. But then it shut off. It's back on again. I think I'm gonna go try to find the firmware update stuff and figure out how to do that. Okay, I got a firmware update going. I just took the old Android phone, went to Midnite site, pressed some stuff, took me somewhere else. Anyway, installed something and then came back in here, and it seems like it just found the Hawkes Bay right away. Anyway, these lights are blinking down at the bottom, which must mean it's in firmware update. It's still making power as it updates. But what I did was I pressed the bottom one, which I guess is the MNGP, and I probably should have pressed this one on top, which I'll do next. But it didn't say. I didn't know. I just touched that bottom one and it took off. Anyway, it's taking a while, so I'll let it run. Anyway, it's charging. It'd be nice if I would have got this done earlier. I need the power, but the sun's going down. Classic is putting out power. This is putting out power. And this is updating. All's well so far. Little bit of late sunshine. Hooray. Except it's going to drop down here below the hill pretty soon. Okay, I checked the update. It updated once, but I guess there's another update. I don't know. It's doing another one, so here's what's in there. Anyway, time to wrap it up for tonight. The sun is going down. I got something done. We'll see what happens tomorrow.